Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing Hope Valley 1874, Episode 1, Oh Brave New World, which is exclusively streaming on Hallmark Plus. Get those Hallmark Plus subscriptions if you don't have one already. I can almost guarantee you there is a 50% off code on the Hallmark Plus Instagram account. Speaking of Instagram, you should be following us. We are Girls Gone Hallmark. We talked yesterday on the podcast about all of the new review series that are coming here, and those are all announced over on Instagram. Once again, that's Girls Gone Hallmark. The Instagram community is the one responsible for these incoming review series.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, too.
I'm glad you are.
I'm really excited about it. Hey, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Hope Valley or any of the things, any of the shows we're reviewing currently. Email us. We are hello@girlsgonehallmark.com.
Let's hear a synopsis for the inaugural episode.
Rebecca Clarke leaves Chicago for a fresh start on the Canadian frontier with her daughter, but after a rough arrival, she's forced to rely on a local rancher and a small, complicated community and slowly begins building a new life with the people she meets there.
The series was created by Alfonso H. Moreno, a writer and producer with deep ties to the Hope Valley world. He's written for both When Calls the Heart and When Hope Calls, where he also served as longtime executive producer. His other writing credits include Drop Dead Diva, NCIS, and The Practice.
Episode 1 was written by Alfonso H. Moreno, and the series draws inspiration from the novel When Calls the Heart by Jeanette Oki.
Episode 1 is directed by Mike Roll, who brings an extensive resume, including the recent season of When Calls the Heart. Some of his other Hallmark credits include Falling Together and both Cases of Mystery Lane films.
R.I.P. Bethany Joy Lenz stars as Rebecca Clarke. Hallmark viewers will know her from favorites like Savoring Paris, A Biltmore Christmas, and An Unexpected Christmas, while she's also had a long career across television and film, most notably for her role as Haley James Scott on One Tree Hill, where she appeared in 187 episodes.
Whoa. Benjamin Ayres plays Tom Moore, a familiar face to Hallmark viewers. He's appeared in a wide range of fan favorites, including The Santa Class, Santa Tell Me, and the fan favorite Cranberry Christmas. He most recently popped up in Mistletoe Murders in 2025 and is also set to return in the upcoming True Justice sequels.
Jill Hennessy stars as Hattie. She is a seasoned actress, best known for her role as Dr. Jordan Kavanaugh on Crossing Jordan. She makes a rare appearance in this Hallmark project.
Rowan Curtis plays Olivia Quinn. With a growing list of credits, she's appeared in Hallmark's The More Love Grows and is also known for her role as young Kate in Firefly Lane.
Lachlan Quarmby plays Alexander Vaughn. Hallmark fans may recognize him from Providence Falls, and it's exciting to see him return to the network in this new role.
Mila Morgan plays daughter Sarah Clarke. This young actress has just 9 previous acting credits, which include Christmas at the Catnip Cafe, The Holiday Sitter, and North to Home.
The opening theme song, Hope in the Valley, is performed by Bethany Joy Lenz.
Hey, let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what's your first impression of episode 1 of Hope Valley 1874?
Well, I showed up with an attitude, but I left with mild emotional investment, and I hate that for me.
My first impression is who knew all I needed in my life was Benjamin Ayres on horseback.
I love him in this role, but I'm also hesitant because I love Ben Ayres as the funny guy.
Yeah.
And so let's get into it.
Okay. Let's talk what we liked.
I liked a lot of things. I'm telling you, truly surprised.
I'm surprised too for you.
Here's why. Because, guys, I don't love a period piece, except everything we're reviewing right now is period pieces. I don't know how I got here.
Wendy also bought her first needlepoint kit last week.
I don't know what's happening.
Come over to the dark side. Our new podcast, Downtown Abbeys, will be coming later in 2026.
Oh my gosh. I think Megan's joking, but I think there is like some sort of hope in that as well.
I think it's probably been done. I don't know that there's, is there a call for a Downton Abbey rewatch podcast? I can pretty much be talked into anything.
I don't even know where I was going other than like I was I was surprised I liked it so much.
Yeah, I was honestly a little bit surprised too. I don't have issue with the period piece at all, but I will say like frontier pieces,
Were you?
it's not really my favorite. Like the third Back to the Future, not my favorite Back to the Future. I don't love the like saloon action.
Whoa. Whoa. Yes.
But I actually really liked this. Here's what I think I liked a lot. When we go back to basics, this episode did a great job of setting up this series. Really nicely done pilot episode.
Yeah.
We meet the key players. We learn about the larger pieces of conflict. We learn a little bit about Hope Valley. It's enough to get us interested in and invested in the characters. We start to sense that we might get a slow burn romance between Tom and Rebecca simply because they're the two real pretty leads. Obviously, there's a lot of contention between them. But I think I knew just enough at the end of this episode to want to know more.
Agree.
I know that there's something going on with Rebecca, but I don't know what it is. I know that she's got big plans, but now everything's kind of a mess, and I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I don't super care about like the prospector Tom argument, D swinging of it all.
Yeah.
But there's a lot I am here for.
Yeah, I would. For me, the Rebecca storyline is just enough to keep me interested. Like you said, I'm like, I'm not that interested truly in like, Tom is not like happy that these people are coming into this area and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
I am interested in what the heck is Rebecca running from?
Yeah.
Like it's almost mistletoe murdery where I'm invested in what Sarah Drew's character is running from. So it's that. Now I want to talk about Bethany Joy Lenz, like her character of Rebecca Clarke. Rebecca is a guarded queen, I feel like, right? First of all, I don't know if I would have like taken my pre-tween out across the frontier in a covered wagon, no less.
Like what was so bad that will lead you to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like that's cool. I feel like Bethany Joy Lenz is doing a lot with this character, like right out of the gate. Rebecca is not your warm and fuzzy Hallmark leading lady.
No.
And if you think we don't watch When Calls the Heart, but we did do a first impressions episode of that pilot. And if you recall, Erin Krakow and Lori Loughlin in that show were like, Lori Loughlin not so much, but Erin Krakow was like more of like a fish out of water situation. We're not dealing with that here. Like we're dealing with a very guarded, protective Rebecca. She's not going to let anybody in her, she's not going to show her cards to anybody, right? It has me interested because I'm like, what's happening here? What is happening here? And I like that we're not spoon-fed her complete backstory in this first episode. Like, yes, let's draw this out a little bit. Like, give me some nuggets. I need it every episode.
Look, I think Bethany Joy Lenz was excellent casting for this role. She hits all the right notes in this episode as a mom. When the horse spooks and runs off and she runs over and sees her daughter unharmed, she heaves this sigh that is so relatable and well done. Like it felt like it came from a very real place for me. Also, you talk about Benjamin Ayres. He's so good at comedy. We're not getting that from him yet, but the funniest line in this episode does go to Bethany Joy Lenz when she's talking about the man who was refusing medical treatment. She's like, now we call him Three-Toed Joe. I laughed out loud.
Yeah. I do like Ben Ayres in this role. Like it's different for me. He's rough around the edges, but promising. Like he's a good guy, and he's good to Rebecca. Like he's so helpful to her. Like he saves her kid, obviously, but he's so helpful. Like come to my ranch. This is a safe place for you. Like you can stay warm. Like you're good. You don't have to pay me for the wheel and all.
Yeah, and when he like comes to the tent when it's pouring down rain and like, come on, get in the house.
Yeah, like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he might be this sort of like doesn't know quite how to like express himself. Maybe. Like that's the missing. Like that's why they're kind of. I mean, spoiler alert. Like there's some tension between them, right?
Yeah, is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
Look, we cast Bethany Joy Lenz and Benjamin Ayres. Clearly, there's going to be a relationship at some point.
At some point, right. One of my favorite parts is like at the beginning where this is about Ben Ayres too. When he finds out that
The prospectors?
that prospector had lit off that dynamite and scared the horse and like put Rebecca's kid in danger, he was like, "Excuse me, man, I'm gonna go kick some ass."
Yeah.
It was basically that was what was happening there, and I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it so very much. There was another line too where he and Rebecca are out on horses and they're just like overlooking this valley, which is stunning. The cinematography is stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And it really is working to make me believe that they're on the frontier.
Yeah, same. But the scene is like, he was worried where Rebecca and Sarah were. And she says like, "Oh, were you worried about us?" And he goes, "No, I was just curious." And in this moment, it was like middle school awkward boy going like, "No, I was just curious." Jeez. You know, it was so funny. It made me laugh out loud. It made me laugh out loud. And I'm sure he probably wasn't trying to like sell it that way, but I thought it was funny.
Hey, I love the relationship that we see building between Hattie and Rebecca.
Yes.
Rebecca needed another strong woman on her side. They have a lot in common. They're both widows raising daughters. Hattie feels a little bit like the elder statesman here, even though I think they're kind of like similar phase of life. But Hattie is established in Hope Valley. She has a lot of connections and she understands what Rebecca is working against. And we do see that relationship deepen in future episodes. And I really enjoy that. But I just love, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the Did You See That? But I love the pairing of the two women together.
Me too. I really do. A lot.
A few things, small things. The weather really works overtime to add to kind of the grittiness of the place. It's cold and it's raining a lot of the time. They honestly look miserable. Like when you see that their horses are all wet and there's water dripping down their hats, I'm like, they must be so cold. They're not acting cold, but they gotta be. You can see their breath.
Yeah.
And I just think, man, that really worked for them because that feels like real rain. I also liked the overall design of the episode. That's the wrong word. But in the beginning of the episode, we see the Mounties in training. And then at the end, Lachlan Quarmby, the constable, the Mountie comes riding in. The law has arrived. And we don't really see them until that moment. And so the bookending of the episode with those guys.
Well done.
I liked it.
I really enjoy this mother-daughter dynamic between Rebecca and Sarah. Mila Morgan as Sarah, I thought she was really good. You guys know I don't generally like children in shows. I like children in real life. But she's so mature beyond her age here and has been like maybe thrust into this grown-up role of like, you know, helping her mom and like, you know, like when like the kids invite her to go play and she's like, "I have to help my mom." You know, I just was like, "Oh, please be a kid."
Yeah.
I don't know. She's really cute. And I'm interested in watching Sarah kind of settle in and become more relaxed in Hope Valley. Another thing I really liked was I really liked the opening. The title credit has this like painted effect very similar to what the movie poster is like. And I just think it's very elevated and well done.
Interesting. I like it too. I have something to say about it, but I like it too.
Oh, okay.
What'd you wish for?
I needed slightly fewer characters in this pilot episode.
100%.
Megan and I, prior to recording this episode, are going through all our notes and all the characters, and we're like, who is this? Who is this? There's so many people. And in a pilot episode, I get it. It's like that. You're trying to introduce like all these people, all these characters, but it was just a ton of people to track in one episode.
Yes, I absolutely have to watch with a list of the cast next to me. Otherwise, I will have no idea who they are.
Agree. My next wish is I need a little bit more about Rebecca's past. Now, I know in my like things I liked, like I was glad that we weren't like given everything, but I do need a little bit more because at the very beginning, I'm like, I think I'm misreading here. It looked like she had a bruise on her cheek and it could have just been dirt because she's out on the frontier, right? But to me, like the placement of like where this dirt was, look, I was like, oh, is she running from like an abusive situation? Like what's happening here? And I was like, under the impression like, oh, they're running from like her husband and they're pretending he's dead. But as we get into it, it's clear that that's not the situation. She is running from some kind of situation, but not like an abusive one.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, I know we're only in episode 1, and I know we have to drag it out, but I don't want to wait all season.
Yeah.
For that reveal. I don't want it to come in episode 8.
It's going to.
Yeah, I'm just going to need a little bit more because part of me is like, obviously it has to be a big deal. She trekked across a country for this. On the other hand, part of me feels like maybe it's going to be revealed to be something completely different than what we're expecting.
Oh, maybe. That would be a great twist.
Because like the way she kind of like turns away, like when the Mountie arrives, it leads you to believe that she's done something wrong.
Yeah. Maybe she killed her husband.
Well, yeah, that's not my sense. But then the other sense is like, is it perhaps that they're in danger? Not that they've done anything wrong, but that they don't want anybody to know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I don't like not knowing.
It's clear she's afraid of the Mountie being around. Yeah,
Correct.
for sure. One of my other wishes is I need a little more warmth somewhere. Everyone is guarded. Everyone is cold. Everyone is like protective of their situation, which just, I don't know. Because even Hattie is like, yeah, maybe this place isn't for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tom's like, nah, you're not, what you're doing here is not really welcomed. I don't know. Some of the dialogue feels too contemporary.
Oh.
Especially from the Rebecca character. And I've been thinking about this a lot. I was like, okay, is her dialogue different because she's from Chicago?
Yeah,
and she's an educated woman.
Maybe it's intentional.
Maybe it's intentional. But at one point she says, hey. And I'm like, I don't know who's saying hey in 1874. So it's not a deal breaker for me, but I feel like some of the other characters have like definitely a different kind of vernacular.
Maybe.
That's all.
Let's talk. Did you see that? I got a huge list.
Oh, please go.
Well, they named the baby Ned Yost. That baby is born.
That doesn't land for me. I'm sure it lands for the other Hardys who watch.
Well, it definitely lands for Hardys, but for me, not a Hardy. They're like, oh, we're going to name the baby Ned. Someone goes, Ned Yost. That's a nice name. And I was like, well, that seems so obvious. So I got on my Google and I was like, Ned Yost is a character in When Calls the Heart. You would have known that if you were a Hardy, but to me, it just felt like very obvious. They were like, pay attention to this name. That's all I noticed.
Yeah.
You told me...
What?
Relax. Bethany Joy Lenz sings and wrote the theme song to the show. Now, before you told me, I had watched this episode, and my notes say, I feel like the theme song is much jauntier than the tone of the show. Like, it's real dark and gritty, and then it's kind of hopeful.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either. I just thought, oh, that's interesting. Like, the tone is not jiving. Now, we did ask on Instagram, hey, Hardys, what might we have missed? What are the tie-ins? So Amanda on Instagram said that the arrival of the Mountie was similar to how Jack and Nathan arrived to When Calls the Heart.
Oh, interesting.
The boarding house looks like the future saloon, but it felt like it was supposed to be Abigail's. Now Michelle comes in and says, the boarding house is what becomes the main saloon/hotel, and the trading post is the same location of the general store.
Okay.
Finally, Amanda says the two female leads supporting each other in 1874, it's Rebecca and Hattie. In the original show, it's Elizabeth and Abigail. So that mirrors itself.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I like that too. Do you think that you need to watch When Calls the Heart or be familiar with it at all for this show? I don't think so either.
No. I think it's those nice little Easter eggs for When Calls the Heart watchers, and I'm sure there will be future tie-ins, but this fully stands on its own. I don't feel like I'm missing something. Having not seen When Calls the Heart.
Yeah. We didn't talk about it either, other than there's been a lot of characters. Did any of the other players stand out to you?
Not as much in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's real Tom and Rebecca heavy.
Yeah.
Tom, Rebecca, and Hattie are really my key players, and I think that's accurate. I think we'll start fleshing out some of those storylines in future episodes. Did they stand out to you?
No. Just that there was a lot of them.
A lot.
Yeah.
When they're having that baby, I'm like, who are these people?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark. If you have feedback on this episode, email us hello@girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com. If you want to talk One Calls the Heart versus Hope Valley 1874, and we'll be back next time with more reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.